Hey Virgo, welcome to my channel, Sarah Angel Tarot. Thanks for joining me. Also welcome cross watchers. So this will be a general daily love reading for the sign of Virgo for September 2025. These are general and collective messages, you know, take it how it resonates. Okay, so what are the love messages for Virgo for September 2025? Could be dealing with a fellow Virgo. Anyone on this hermit? Anyone on this hermit, please? Someone could be going through some sort of self-growth, soul growth journey, spiritual awakening, spiritual development, you know. Maybe they need to go in hermit mode to sort of gather their bearings. Yeah, someone's going through some sort of spiritual journey, process thing here. Could be really tapping intuition, going within, listening to your inner voice, look. Embracing your spirituality, look, High Priestess. Yeah, tapping into your spiritual power, subconscious awareness, self-awareness, intuition, femininity. She's very knowledgeable, mastering knowledge, phases, cycles, you know. She's all about secrets, but she's all about the all-seer as well. She's like a seer. Tell me more about this High Priestess, please. Any more on this High Priestess, please, for Virgo? Okay. Maybe your wish fulfillment has got something to do with something spiritual. Maybe you want to do spiritual work, studying, you know. She's a studier as well. She studies Wiccan. She does spiritual work. Maybe your wish fulfillment has got something to do with that. Okay. Then we've got Ace of Cups. Some of you are trying to manifest a relationship, maybe. You might want to have a new relationship. Okay, Ace of Cups is about love, abundance, overwhelmed and overflowing love that you have for someone, passion, affection, the heart of the matter, look, heart's desire, manifesting your heart's desires and your wishes and passions into a reality. Could be starting a new relationship with a water sign. Okay, so we've got Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Page of Swords. Maybe someone's watching your social media, because she's all about the secrets and things that are hidden. Okay, maybe someone's got their guard up, they're closed off emotionally. Oh yes, they could be withdrawn from social media as well. You know, they've isolated themselves, withdrawn from social media, they've gone off social media. You know, they've got their guard up, maybe they're closed off emotionally. You know, she's all about secrets as well, like I said, things that are hidden between the conscious and the subconscious. She's always between two realms, you know. She's very in tune with her intuition and her emotions as well. Okay. If they are on social media, they could just be spying. Yeah. Maybe they're waiting for the right time to let their guard down, communicate, you know. Maybe someone's being cold with their emotions, closed off. I feel that they are. Yeah. Someone's definitely embracing their spirituality here. They will come out of hermit mode eventually, but they could be waiting for this sort of pandemic thing, you know, to be lifted. Okay, Hangman. Maybe someone's not letting something go, you know, maybe they're sort of changing the way they see things, you know, or they need to surrender something, let something go. They're just stuck at the moment. So that's why you need to go within, listen to your own voice, go with your own judgment. Okay. Okay. Then we've got the we've got the Knight of Swords and the Two of Wands. So some of you could be having a new person coming in, or it could be the same person. Maybe they've got fiery, airy traits. Two of Wands. It's like someone's waiting for something to be over before they let their guard down. Look, they're making a decision, they're thinking, contemplating, planning. It looks like someone's going to come in quite fast. You could be dealing with someone that's quite in and out as well. You know, there's fast communication coming in. We've got a passionate, dramatic Knight of Swords here, coming in with his truth, with his sword of truth. You know, it looks like it's going to be quite fast, and maybe they're just waiting, anticipating, waiting for the right time to come out of isolation, to make their move. You know, it's going to be very unexpected. sort of out of the blue. Okay. I do feel that there's a sort of in and out sort of energy, leaving someone out in the cold, being sharp with their words, being cold, you know, maybe they're closed off emotionally, you know. But I do feel that someone is craving some sort of commitment, some sort of emotional get together. Hang on a minute. Okay, so you could be dealing with a fellow earth sign. You could be dealing with a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay. Right, so it looks like someone here, it's like they communicate to you, pick up the phone, send you a message, communicate, then they run away again. I get sort of in and out. It's like this person doesn't know what they want and they feel stuck most of the time, or they leave you hanging and out in the cold. They're closed off emotionally. They could be in isolation due to this virus thing. You know, it's like someone's harbouring their feelings. Maybe they do see you as a wish fulfillment, but it's like I said, they're very closed off. It's like they keep themselves to themselves. They're quite hidden with their feelings, very closed off, sort of in and out. You know, you could have a new person coming in. Maybe they're finally going to let their guard down, if it is the same person. Okay. Some of you could be expecting, okay? Your person could be around someone that's got kids, a mum, maybe they've got problems with a mum figure. You know, maybe their karmic person is their mum and they're stuck at home with their mum. Okay, so we've got the Empress, okay? Some of you are definitely waiting to hear news about a pregnancy. Someone could be expecting, waiting to hear, you know, you might find out that you're expecting, because you've got the Empress, the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Wands. Someone's definitely waiting to hear something, some sort of news, okay? Also, this is about being creative and giving birth to new ideas. Look, coming up with a strategy to approach someone or to approach a situation. This is someone that's very kind and nurturing and caring and loving. She's very in tune with her emotions. She's very in tune with her spirituality. You know, she likes nature. She's very serene, graceful, powerful, confident. You know, this could be divine feminine energy. This is who someone's craving, you know. Maybe a person's around an earth sign. She's all about love and peace and, you know, abundance. Tell me more about this Empress. Someone's definitely waiting. That's what I keep hearing. Waiting. Okay? It's like they want to work something out. Maybe they're working on building for themselves, you know, building up an empire. Stability, working on self-love. They want to work things out with you. Someone's definitely expecting here. Maybe somebody needs to work on themselves. You know, maybe they're devaluing themselves. Well, that's why they're closed off emotionally. You know, it's like they want a relationship, they want wish fulfillment, you know, they want passion, but they're very closed off and cold. Okay, looks like something here has come to a painful ending. Hang on, guys, I want you to be able to see. Ten of Swords. They're releasing pain. Yeah. Pain, emotional turmoil. Could be going through a transition. Okay, someone's lost anyone here. I'm so sorry if you're lost. Okay. It's like something here has come to a painful ending. Maybe someone had a painful truth revealed to them. Also, someone here could suffer with backaches. Someone could have suffered betrayal, you know. Okay. But something here is definitely coming to a painful end. Okay, someone could be walking away from something. Hang on a sec. Could be third party situation. Maybe the person is their mum that they're stuck at home with, karmic. Oh, wow. Yes. So it looks like a third party situation that is come to a painful ending, and someone's going to need time. That's why they're shut off emotionally. Look, they need to be by themselves. They need to heal. There's some sort of emotional pain that they need to heal. Maybe someone lost something or someone, they're grieving for someone, and that's why they're in isolation, hermit mode. They need to heal. But someone's definitely walked away from a third party situation where someone felt out in the cold, lost. Maybe they weren't heard, they weren't treated very nice, they couldn't be themselves, they felt stuck, it wasn't going anywhere, so they walked away. It looks quite toxic what they walked away from, so they might need to sort of build themselves up a bit, recover, heal their heart, heal any emotional inner turmoil that they've got going on, any pain, any betrayal, work on self-love, work on finances. But yeah, someone's definitely walked away from a third party situation here, and it looks very, very toxic. You know, if they're being cold with their feelings and they've got their guard up and they're still keeping secrets. Also, someone might be pregnant and not telling someone because they're afraid that someone's going to be cold and sharp and leave them out in the cold. You know, then someone here needs time to heal, to recover, to gather their bearings, listen to their own thoughts, go within, gain clarity within a situation. Hang on a sec, what was that? It's like someone's coming up with an idea, you know, a creative idea, a strategy, making a decision, look, figuring out what they're going to do next. Also, you could have a new person coming in, you know, someone that's a bit more stable. You've got the King of Wands, who is passionate, fiery, independent, decision maker. You know, he's in charge of his own ship. He makes all the rules. You know, there's definitely a lot of decision making going on here. You could have a new person coming in, fire sign. Okay, tell me more about this King of Wands. Ooh, strength. Yeah, you're definitely dealing with a fire sign, or you've got a new person coming in. Could be someone that you know already and you've got a very strong, powerful connection with. I do feel it could have taken this person a long time, for some of you, to find that inner strength and inner courage to reach out, to communicate, to tell you how they feel. Could be a very powerful, strong bond that you have with someone, a new person. It could be the same person, you know. Also, they could be around a fire sign that's quite controlling, you know, quite toxic, was in charge of all the decision making and the finances, and you know, and I feel you, Virgo, you're showing your resilience here, you know. Also, this is about, like I said, courage and inner strength. You know, you go within and you find your strength from within. That comes from inside you. Taming any resentful feelings, anger, you know, obstacles, challenges, fears. This person's doing a lot of work on themselves here, Virgo. Tell me more about the Strength card. Ooh, yeah, you're definitely dealing with quite a few people. This could be you. Maybe you've got the traits of a fire sign. You're very hardworking, in charge of your building your own empire, in charge of your own business, structure, order, standing your ground, setting boundaries. You could be dealing with an Aries. It's passionate, fiery, like I said. He likes to be in charge. You could be dealing with two different fire signs. You could be dealing with an old person and a new person. Okay, so you might have multiple love offers coming in. Okay. Also, your person could be around someone, like I said, that is in charge of their, you know, that likes to be in charge of all the decisions. Third party situation, that someone is walking away from, surrendering, cutting their losses. I need more on this Emperor. Tell me more about this Emperor. Okay, it looks like you've got a new person coming in. Could be the same, it could all be the same person. Okay, so whatever you're wishing for, hoping for, yearning for, this beautiful relationship, wish fulfillment, heart's desires, it looks like it's going to come true here, Virgo. Okay, 2 of Cups and Ace of Pentacles, plus the Ace of Cups. You know, it looks like it's really got a potential here to go somewhere. Maybe someone doesn't want to keep you hanging anymore and leave you out in the cold. You know, with their feelings, you know, they're going to let their guard down, come and stay. Or you're going to have to make a choice between a new person and an old person, because you've got quite a few energies here. Yeah, you could have a lot of new people coming in. You're going to have multiple love offers, proposals being made to you, and you're going to have to make a choice, and someone could end up getting hurt, getting their heart broken. It's up to you, you know, who you choose. Also, like I said, someone here is very creative, giving birth to new ideas, working on self-love, going from within. You know, they really want to manifest their passions and heart's desires into reality. You know, someone here definitely needs to heal through some sort of pain. You know, like I said, they need to recharge. You know, they need to gain their strength back, recharge their batteries, rejuvenate, recover from something, from whatever they've walked away from. So if they are closed off and cold and distant at the moment, that's another way to look at it. It's because they're in recovery. They need time to gather their bearings, to get their head together, listen to the voice of reason, listen to their own judgment, listen to their own head. But it does look like there's a lot of love offers coming in. Someone who's very committal, stability, abundance. You know, it's like someone eats gold here. Someone very wealthy, business entrepreneur, could be going into business with someone, you know, with this Emperor, like I said, in charge of his own business. You know, someone who's definitely standing their ground here, setting boundaries. Someone could have found out something here, this High Priestess, a painful revelation, a painful truth or secret that's been revealed. Someone could be pregnant with someone's baby, you know. Wow. There's someone who's really embracing their spirituality here. Could be you, Virgo. Okay, because there's your card. Could be a fellow Virgo. Going within. Going within to tuning into your own power, tuning into your own intuition, you know, to your spirituality, you know, really embracing that spiritual side of you, you know, finding that inner strength and inner courage to go forward, to persevere, you know. You're a Virgo, you're very hardworking, you know, you might want to build up your own empire, going into business with someone, you know, business prospects here, potential business opportunity here, business proposal. You've got the Ace of Pentacles. You know, maybe the universe is bringing something in for you. Yeah. Financial windfall, a lottery win, you know. You've got the Page of Wands. Yeah, you've got a fire sign coming towards you. Could be an old fire sign or a new fire sign that you're dealing with, but there's definitely someone here who's very passionate and young at heart that wants to reach out and communicate. I feel that they're waiting for the right time to reach out and communicate and let their guard down. It's going to be quite fast. You know, maybe they thought you was involved with someone else. You know, it's a Page of Wands. Again, you could be younger than them, they could be younger than you. Wants to reach out, communicate good news, the bearer of good news, look. Yeah, so they're thinking, anticipating, planning the best way to approach you. You know, maybe they're giving you time and space that you need. Maybe they're respecting your boundaries. You know, I keep hearing business propositions here. Yeah. Okay. Tell me more about this Page of Wands. You know, someone's really overthinking a situation here. Whether they should reach out, communicate to someone. I think that's the ice cream burn outside. Someone's definitely coming in with their reason, with their sword of truth, their power, you know, thinking reason, thinking logic. This is about mental clarity as well, gaining mental clarity. Yeah, so it's some truth and clarity coming into a situation. Okay, they're going to tell you why they walked away from a situation, why they went into it in the first place. Could have been a soul teacher. You know, there's going to be victory here. You know, if you're starting a new relationship, it's going to be victorious. It's going to be a success, triumph. Okay, more better for you. Yeah. This person really sees, you know, a commitment with you, settling down, a future, you know, and banishing anything from their life that's not good for them. This is about setting boundaries as well. Look, banishing things out of your life that aren't good for your mental health. Yeah. someone is going to let their guard down. You know, they're coming in with their sword of truth. I think they're just waiting for the right time. Okay. Any more on this Ace of Swords, please, for Virgo? Four of Pentacles. Maybe someone, whoever you're dealing with, is refusing to come out of a comfort zone. But I do feel that this person isn't going to let go of you. You might know them already. Four of Pentacles. Okay, so this could be your energy. Maybe you're hanging on to something. You could have been betrayed in the past, Virgo. Someone could have sort of leached you out of money, and you're standing your ground. You know, you could have the traits of a fire sign. You're hanging on to your assets, all your valuables, your money. You know, you don't trust people. You've got your guard up. You know, and maybe it's you refusing to come out of a comfort zone with this Four of Pentacles. You know. Also, if it's not you, it'll be your person that's around someone that's greedy and materialistic, selfish, obsessed with money and power. They just want what they can get from people, you know. So maybe, because this came out after the Ace of Swords, maybe they're banishing bad people out of their life. People that are toxic, people that are no good, that only want what they can get from them. You know, I banish you from my life. I cut cords, you know. Also, I see this as them hanging on to you very tightly. They don't want to let go. You know, they value you as a person. Yeah. Okay. Queen of Cups. So you could be dealing with a water sign, definitely. That is very in tune with their emotions, very emotionally sensitive. When it comes to you, they feel very emotional, very sentimental. They've got a lot of love for you, a lot of affection, a lot of passion. Maybe what gets the better of this person is their emotions and their feelings. It overwhelms them. You know, that's why they've been so in and out, if it is the same person. Also, your person could be around someone, a water sign, Queen of Cups, you know, a Cancer, Pisces or a Scorpio that toys with their emotion, manipulates. You know, this could be you. You know, someone really doesn't want to come in and tell you how they feel with their cup of love here. I can see that. Yeah. Or maybe they're walking away from a third party situation, like I said. She could be manipulative, okay. Toys with their emotion. This person is very easily influenced, whoever you're around, okay. But I do feel someone is waiting for the right time to reach out, to communicate, let their guard down, come in with their sword of truth, the bearer of good news. This could be you, okay. What was that? Maybe you're very emotionally sensitive. Okay. Oh, and the King of Cups, wow. So it's like you're both craving each other. You've both got a lot of strong emotions. You're very overly emotionally sensitive. You could have the traits of a water sign. I feel that you're more stronger when you're together here. Whoever this energy is. The King and the Queen of Cups. Yeah? So you've both got a lot of love for each other, a lot of passion. There's a lot of sentimental, you know, value here. You know, you're craving each other, you're yearning. There could have been third party interferences in the past. You're both hanging on tightly to the connection. That's what I feel here. Yeah? So whether it's a new person, old person, whether it's all the same person, you are missing someone and they're missing you too. Yeah? I feel that you're a power couple. You're more stronger and you're more powerful when you're together. Look. You know, you will know who is right for you and who isn't, Virgo. Okay? King of Cups can be quite withdrawn, emotionally distant sometimes, but I do feel that you are both clinging on to every little bit of hope. You know, you're holding on to each other very tightly. You don't want to let go. Yeah? Yeah? You both see each other as equals. We drink from the same cup. We are one. We stand strong. We stand united. You are each other's wish fulfillment. You both want the same thing, this commitment, this stability, this beautiful new relationship. Maybe you're both afraid, to open up, to let your guard down. Maybe you're both afraid of getting hurt. Third party situation, interferences, you know. It's like you're both craving each other. Look, you know, you and your person could be one of those people that wear their heart on their sleeves. You both drink from the same cup. You are the one, twin flames. You are the same person. But it's like, who's going to reach out first? Who will it be? Old person, new person? You know, you really, really have to go within here. You or your person, Virgo. Very emotionally sensitive, very in tune with their emotions. You know, he likes to be in charge of his own ship. You know, there's a lot of people in this reading, you know, like I said, whoever you choose, that's up to you. Yeah, whether you want to walk away, you know, it's up to you. Choice and free will. Yeah. Water signs are very emotionally sensitive, you know. They go at their own pace, they take their time. They're very in tune with their emotions, you know. You can't rush a water sign because you'll scare them off. Yeah. This person might want to have kids with you. Yeah. You're both very creative. You're always giving birth to new ideas, you know. It's timeless. I don't think that you want to resent each other. I think both of you are scared to let your guard down because of what happened in the past, people being left out in the cold, people struggle to make up their mind, you know. Someone here is very tied to their emotions. That's how I feel here, Virgo. Very, very tied to their emotions. But whether you want to choose a new person or an old person for a beautiful, blossoming new relationship, you know, it's got a lot of potential here, a lot of security. You're both very focused on security, profit, gain. There could be a financial abundant opportunity coming in, going into business with someone, like I said, you know, wow, endless, you know, scenarios here. You know, and I see this as them wanting to build something, you know, build each other up, power couple, you know. You both got a lot of, you know, love and passion and affection for each other, but you get overwhelmed, you know. You kind of let your life flow by, sort of thing, scared to reach out, things that are painful, you know, you don't show emotion, you don't show love, you know. Maybe that's what you're wishing from this person, that they will open up and show you love and express themselves, and yeah. But you really are showing your resilience here, Virgo. You really are. You're standing strong, you know. But like I said, whoever you choose, that is up to you. Okay? The power's in your hands. Alright, Virgo. So that's what I've got for you for your June reading. I hope it was insightful. I hope it helped. I hope it resonates. Let me know in the comment section. If you're new, give me a like, give me a subscribe, join my channel. If you want to know anything, just give me an email. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, and I'll see you again real soon, Virgo, for some more readings. Sending you lots of love and peace and blessings. Bye, Virgo.